Diseño y poder en cada detalle que te dan el control total. Gracias a su nuevo trackpad, ahora es más fácil y rápido de utilizar. Nunca un equipo BlackBerry había sido tan poderoso. BlackBerry Bold 9700. Descubre el mundo al estilo Bold, solo con Telcel.
He doesn't believe in fair play.
Meet the future of our franchise.
Yeah, is there a old-timers game today?
One day, I'm gonna play hockey in the big leagues, just like you.
Here's the deal, Gabe. Lower your expectations.
Do you think it's important to make these kind of films right now? Because they're special films, family films, that tell us to believe in something, you know. And
Sure.
right now, it's very, very tough times, huh?
They are tough times. They are tough times. I think movies like this, family films like this that deliver a good message, a powerful message, believe in your dreams, believe that the impossible is possible, believe in your own potential. Movies like that, themes like that are important. Whoever it is can relate to somebody on the screen, and somebody on the screen, that somebody on the screen generally gets better. They become better by the end of the movie. And in that, I think that's important.
How do you find working with children?
I think they're wonderful. I think that they all bring a different personality, like all children, but I also think that I give them a lot of credit because they have to have a certain amount of capacity to come to the set every day, to know their character, know the arc of the story, storylines, plots, twists, things like that. Take direction well. So there's a lot, and they have to have a certain amount of capacity that can be impressive.
How this idea came up, the tooth fairy idea? I can imagine the pitching of a film, you know what I mean? You have to see it, you know?
Sure.
Once you saw it, say, okay, it all makes sense. But
Then you get it, right.
Yeah.
But then when you think, oh, what's a tooth fairy about? The idea of the story of the tooth fairy has been around Hollywood for years, decades. 70s, 80s, 90s, I've been around for a long time. They pitched me the idea and I loved it. And at that time, it was only a one-line idea. It was like, the pitch was, it was a tooth fairy. That was it. I said, okay. But even in that concept to me that's funny. It's funny. Me, my world, whatever my world is, colliding with fairyland and being forced in. That's the key, by the way. Not you're born a fairy, a tooth fairy, or not you love being a tooth fairy, but you hate being a tooth fairy and I'm going to force you into being a tooth fairy.
Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Yo soy Jazz y no se pueden perder 5 porque en esta ocasión les tenemos 5 sugerencias muy importantes que les van a salvar la vida después de la fiesta. Esos 5 lugares o 5 delicias que deben probar cuando están muy crudos. Así es que si quieren checar el programa completo lo pueden hacer a través de www.noislab.tv/5.
Mi carrera de arquitecto, altas y bajas. Mira, afortunadamente estudié arquitectura. La verdad es que es una carrera que te abre las puertas para tener interés en todas las ramas relacionadas con la cultura, y eso es fascinante. La arquitectura es cultura, forma parte de los sentimientos y de los deseos y de las utopías de un grupo social, de una sociedad, como lo es el cine, como lo es la literatura, como lo es la pintura, cualquier rama intelectual, artística.
Hola, soy Nina Campbell con otro episodio de Inc. Aquí en Noise Lab TV. Estamos hoy en Dragon con el evento de Thrasher, Prevent This Tragedy. Estoy con el dueño de la tienda Dragon, Jesús Alcántara. Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Nina?
Bien, gracias. ¿Y qué podemos esperar del evento de hoy? ¿O qué esperas tú? ¿Destrucción total o qué?
Yo creo que se va a poner bastante pesado.
¿Crees que haya madrazos?
Pues espero que no, pero uno nunca sabe con el whisky.
Bueno, eso sí.
Oficial, ¿qué sucedió, ¿Qué sucedió, oficial? Una fuga de gas nada más. Está tranquilo entonces, no pasa nada.
Estamos en la fiesta de Dragon y básicamente fue un escape de gas y vinieron los bomberos y toda la onda. Y te digo que está expensive.
What do you think about the gas?
Well, we're not sure about what happened. What happened here?
Translation, he said that the gas is also too expensive everywhere he's been, and his gas is
basically a problem since we are in front of a gas station.
Yeah, we're in front of the gas station. So, what do you think about the gas? I don't even know. Yeah. Julian, there was a problem with the gas. Do you have a light?
A light?
Yeah, I just want to see if it's really gonna go down.
A lighter? Maybe.
Al parecer vamos a prender un encendedor, un cerillito, a ver qué pasa.
Yeah, I've been to sort of strange receptions of, for TV soap operas and things like that. Something I generally don't do in England. So there's a lot of things I do here that I don't relate to anything I do in England, which is great. Because the whole thing over there is that outside an English school, you wouldn't get any of that activity at all. You might have one kind of ice cream truck and that's about it. So all this kind of selling and the whole kind of market atmosphere down the street is totally unique from my experience. It's not like that in America, not like that in France, and certainly not like that in London. So it's great living with this. So like for half an hour a day, I get these fantastic sounds. I get the ice cream man, and I get all these kind of street cries. Because I haven't been to Colombia. When I went to Brazil, I enjoyed it, but I didn't feel like living there. I've been to Buenos Aires with a view to actually living there, and I felt that I was in a substandard Europe, whereas Mexico is not substandard anything, it's high standard Mexico. You would go to London, you'd spend 6 months in London, and the politics, the really shitty politics there wouldn't affect you. You'd say, does it really matter? This is such a beautiful place, there's the Queen. What do we need to bother about politics? So, like living this life here, to me, the politics don't really affect me.